Hi, Stewartstown Elementary. My name is Brianna Carter, and I'm here to kick off your Read Across America Week. So let me share my screen. I'm so happy to be here virtually with you. All right, here we go. Right, so it's Read Across America Week. My name is Brianna again, and a little bit about me. I actually live in Florida now in St. Augustine with my husband, our 3-year-old son, Declan, our dog, Dionysus. He's the sweetest puppy, and he has a very long name, so we call him Dio for short. And we also have a cat named Diesel who was found in a car engine, and so we rescued him. We love to go to the beach and be outside. We also love to sing and play music. I love to run in my spare time and play tennis. I'm also a big Ravens fan as well as an Orioles fan. And for my job, I happen to be a writer, and I wrote a book called Positively Penelope, A Day at the Races. But probably the most fun fact about me is that I started my education right where you are, in the halls of Stewartstown Elementary many years ago. I thought it would be really fun to reach out and see what was happening at my old school and be part of your Read Across America Week. So I'm going to introduce you to my characters in my book really quickly, since we're going to read just a little bit of it and you can kind of know who they are and what's happening. So this is Vanessa. Vanessa is kind of like the bossy big sister of the group. She's very helpful and insightful and loves spending time with Penny and the other kids. But she can be a little sassy sometimes. If you have older siblings, maybe they try to boss you around. I'm the youngest, and I have an older brother and sister who are always trying to tell me what to do. So I know what that's like. Then there's Alvin. Alvin is Vanessa's younger brother. He's also really good friends with Penny. But Alvin likes to cause problems. Sometimes he can be a little bit mean to Penny and the other kids, and he's really competitive. He likes to win, so he's kind of a troublemaker, and he's what I say is mischievous. He's very much an instigator. He causes a lot of problems. And then there's Jimmy, who is actually the nicest, sweetest, smartest kid, and he's the fastest kid in school as well. And you'll read that. And he's Penny's best friend, and he's very kind and helpful. He's her biggest fan and advocate, and he's always encouraging her to try new things and to go on fun adventures with him. Then there's Penelope. Now, Penelope has to move a little bit differently in the world with her wheelchair, and so that makes it sometimes difficult for her, but she gets to be very creative with how she can be included and participate in different events. And you'll see that in the story. So, without further ado, actually, I do have a question for you. Now, have you ever been scared or nervous to try something? How did you overcome it? You can think about that as we're reading this section of the book. Maybe you can relate to Penny and how her nerves are behaving. Okay, here we go. Uh-oh. Don't need that. All right. Are you ready? Vanessa asks with an encouraging grin. As ready as I'm gonna be, Penny says, swallowing the lump in her throat. She inhales, puts her helmet on, slides her hands into her gloves, and puts her goggles on her eyes. Is there a way out of this? Her stomach leaps like a frog on a lily pad. Exhaling, Penny shakes her hands to flick away her fears. Recuerdas, Vanessa says, holding Penny's shoulders. Remember, focus on the finish line. Don't look at anyone else. Keep your eyes forward. Penny nods. Jimmy gives her a double thumbs up. You've got this, he shouts to her. He has already won his heat, as did Alvin. Jimmy lifts the megaphone to his mouth. Racers, take your marks, he commands. This is it. Her heart flickers like a swarm of butterflies in her chest. She wiggles in her chair. The jitters just won't subside. Oh, it's definitely too late to back out now. Get set! She places her hands on her wheels, eyeing the vivid pink ribbon seemingly miles away. I gotta make these lanes wider next year. Focus, Penny, focus. Penny straightens herself and leans forward. Go! Penny launches off the line. Her butterflies flutter away as her eyes fixate on the radiant ribbon at the end of her lane. Push, 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 she tells herself. She can't hear anyone. Is that her mom? She doesn't dare turn her head. She keeps her eyes locked forward. She doesn't even know where she is in the race. Last, maybe? Oh, there's no way to tell who's in front or beside her. All she knows is this is the fastest she has ever moved. So this is what a race feels like. Penny revels in the sensation of her speed and the roars from the crowd, the sound of her wheels feverishly grinding against the pavement. It's unlike anything she has ever known, but she only allows this for a moment. Then she continues to vigorously attack her wheels with her hands, thrusting herself forward. Ooh, thank goodness for these gloves. Little pebbles are flying up all around her. Dust clouds puff up into the air with highlights of color from the chalk. Trees and houses are a blurry mess. Bugs buzz by with a few splats on her face. Hopefully the other racers have goggles on too. Push! Keep rolling, Penny. You're halfway there. Keep up the speed. The finish line is in plain view. I'm almost there. Just a bit farther. Is the pink banner actually going to be hers for the taking? The banner snaps. The whistle blows. Penelope is the first across. Really, she cries, throwing her hands in the air and her head back. I can't believe it. Her first race is finished. All the fear and stress lift off Penny's shoulders as she shudders with pure joy. She holds her head in her hands, shaking uncontrollably. Finally, I did it. The only thing keeping her from crying is the cheers and applause from the spectators. So how about that? She did a race, finally. She was a little bit nervous. So let's go back to the question I asked before. Have you ever been scared or nervous to try something? How did you overcome it? Well, let's talk about Penny. What was she scared or nervous about? The race, right? She was nervous to race because she had never done it before. It was her first time ever in a competition. She didn't know what to expect. So how did she overcome this and her fear? Well, with self-belief, determination, and support from people who care about her. So in that little clip, you saw that Jimmy was there taking over the race responsibilities for her. Vanessa asks if she's ready and gives her some words of encouragement. And she knows her mom is somewhere in the crowd looking for her and cheering her on. And that's what gave her the confidence to continue the race. So what is self-belief? It's the trust in your own abilities, believing you can do something. Is there something that you like or that you love or that you're good at or that you want to be good at? You just have to keep doing it and keep practicing if you want to be good. Sometimes you, like with Penny, you just have to try. It just takes that first time and then it doesn't feel so scary anymore. So maybe you're new to school this year. Maybe you moved from another school, or maybe you're in kindergarten just starting out. And maybe this virtual learning thing has been really hard for you. It's very tricky for adults too. And maybe you are really excited to finally get to ride the school bus. My son cannot wait to ride the school bus. But he's not old enough yet. He's not going to school yet. So he has to wait. And maybe you were excited to ride the bus this year, but things, went virtual and you didn't get a chance to. So hopefully next year you will get that opportunity. So we're all going through things that might be a little bit challenging or difficult or different than what we expected or anticipated, but we have the self-belief to get through it. I do hope that you enjoyed my story, Penelope, And if you want to hear from Penelope or me, you can email her at peneloperoseburger@gmail.com with permission and assistance from your caregivers, parents, or your teachers. Her website is positivelypenelope.com. And you can visit our Instagram, again, with your parents, caregivers, or teachers' permissions at Positively Penelope. Thank you so much for having me be part of your Read Across America Week. I'm very excited to share my story with you. I hope you enjoy it. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and just keep rolling, Stewartstown Elementary. You got this.